We're still trying to figure out who is going to be the next quarterback of the Jets. Well, now the Jets are a betting favorite for Arizona Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray. We talk about it and all the pros and cons. Let's go.
I'm going to lose my gosh-darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
Boy Green, fucking Daily, fucking Daily, fucking Daily. Let's go!
Put your seatbelts on. Get ready for the ride. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you guys like the video and spread the love of all things Boy Green Daily. And I love seeing this at the start of the show. We do this every single morning at 7:30 a.m. Mother effing chew, MFC gifting a Boy Green Coffee Club membership here on YouTube. Beautiful. Yes, MFC, that is now your third raffle ticket of the month. Again, every month we do raffle tickets on this channel. Every time you spend $3, you are in the running. That membership went to Jules Harlem, is now a member of the Boy Green Coffee Club. Well, appreciate that, MFC. Thank you very much. And I'm feeling better, so thank you for everyone for all the well wishes. I do feel a lot better, so thank you. We'll have plenty of shows today. So for our Survivor fans out in the audience, we'll do our live Survivor Fantasy Draft at 1:30. We've got Survivor Recap episode tonight. I've got this show right now. We'll have a Jake Asman interview. I've got another interview for a bonus interview for Boy Green Coffee Club members. Trevor Sycamore will be joining me later today. So wow. We got a lot going on. So we'll dive into all of that. But folks, the Jets, according to Fox Sports, the Jets are the betting favorites to land Kyler Murray at plus 100 odds. Here are the rest of the odds for our audio-only listeners that can't see the image I've just put on the screen. Dolphins are in the second most likely at plus 190. Then you have the Vikings at plus 300, Falcons at plus 450, Browns at plus 450, Colts at plus 850, Steelers at plus 1200. So interesting. That is the lineup, baby, here on the program. So Jets are the betting favorites to land Kyler Murray. If you missed it yesterday, the breaking news was, well, the Arizona Cardinals informed Kyler Murray he will be released on the first day of the new league year, which, by the way, is March 11th at 4 o'clock. So he will be cut. And because of all the money that is owed to him, the next contract he signs will likely be for the veteran minimum, which is $1.3 million. So the Cardinals informed him that he will be cut. Arizona owes him $36.8 million guaranteed in 2026, and another $19.5 million would have been triggered for guarantees in 2027 if he was still on the roster. So, long story short, why he is set to sign for the veteran minimum likely is that the money, what's the word I'm looking for? Well, the word escapes me, but long story short, it offsets. That's what I was looking for. Thank you. In my own head, it finally came up. It's offsetting money. So if the Jets paid him $10 million, that's $10 million less than the Cardinals have to pay him. So Kyler can foot his old team, Arizona, with the bill. So the new team gets him at an incredible discount. So just think about it. The Jets, cap space in football. I don't know. Let me see if because we'll talk about the Breece Hall decision later. Let me see. Have they accounted for it on over the cap? And they have. Okay, so the Jets, after the franchise tag with Breece Hall, have $74 million. They're in fourth place, fourth most cap space in the National Football League, even with the Breece Hall franchise tag. So they still have $74 million to spend. And just imagine if you get Kyler Murray as your quarterback for $1.3 million, and then you still have all your assets, draft picks, money to build around the team. So it could be a very unique thing here with Kyler Murray. There is a poll up on our YouTube right now, and the question is this. Would you be happy if Kyler Murray was the next quarterback of the Jets? Yes, upgrade, or no? I wouldn't be happy at all. Make sure you guys vote on that poll throughout today's show. I think there is good and bad with Kyler Murray. And, I guess that's anybody who is available as a quarterback this offseason. Everyone has warts. Kyler Murray is 28. He will be 29 before the start of the 2026 season. He in his career has put up some video game monster numbers. So, when you look at some of these statistics, these are some of the passing yards he's thrown for in the seasons in which he didn't get injured. 3,700 yards, 3,900 yards, 3,700 yards, 3,800 yards, touchdowns, 20 touchdowns, 26 touchdowns, 24 touchdowns, 21 touchdowns. Like, there's just a lot of really big numbers here for Kyler. And we talked about this a while back when this was even a remote possibility. But if you look at the rushing numbers for Kyler, he is one of the most dynamic rushing quarterbacks of the 21st century. And if he has another average season, so if you look at the rushing numbers for Kyler, so his passing numbers are pretty good. But if you look at his rushing numbers throughout his career, he has, I'm pulling it up here. So here are his rushing numbers on a year-to-year basis: 500 yards, 800 yards, 400 yards, 400 yards, 200 yards, 500 yards, 200 yards. He averages basically the ballpark of 400 plus rushing yards a season. If he has 3,193 career rushing yards, if he adds another 400 or 500, which is his average per season, he will jump into the top 10 in NFL history in career rushing yards for a quarterback. So again, there's a lot to love there on Kyler. Statistically, he's been viable from a rushing perspective, from a passing perspective. All of that, he has been viable. Now, here's where we get into some of the negative, which we have an article in the YouTube description down below that has some of this extra baggage that comes with Kyler Murray. That, again, if you're the Jets or any team for that matter, you have to seriously investigate. So Connor Hughes said that Kyler Murray for the long term, according to a coach he spoke with who worked with Murray in Arizona, would be, quote, a disaster. The source cited concerns about his work ethic, leadership, and locker room connectivity during his time with the Cardinals. He's not a person people follow, Connor Hughes said. We did a show on this a while back. ESPN's Rich Cimini spoke with a former teammate of Kyler Murray who basically warned the Jets. Here was Rich from his podcast. I was talking to one of his former teammates the other day, and he basically warned off the Jets about him, says, quote, the Jets might be going after Kyler in a month or two. He goes, no. The Jets don't want to do that. You don't want Kyler Murray as your quarterback. And that was someone who played with Kyler Murray, according to Rich Cimini on his podcast. So to me, we need to investigate these things. Is that a miffed former teammate? Is that a miffed coach, a fired coach or something? Like, you can't just take all those at face value, but there has been a lot of concerning things about Kyler Murray throughout his career, the video game stuff and everything else. So that's something else to consider for Kyler. But if we're being honest, he's going to be one of the better quarterbacks that are available. And you could get him for a dirt cheap discount, a dirt cheap rate. So to me, I think one of the better options that is out there potentially to be had is, I think Derek Carr is one of the better options out there. But Kyler Murray is also in that top three. He's in that top three. Now we can, again, debate about the extracurricular activity that comes with him, but I think he's among the top three options that are out there. Kyler Murray, and I put Derek Carr in that list too. Good morning, AntJets82. Good to see you in here. Mark Sacchetti says, good morning. Time to make the coffee. Hoping this rumor isn't true for all the reasons we have exhaustedly discussed. Yeah. Yeah, they are the betting favorites. And now who knows what that actually means? There have been a few insiders that have connected the dots. Matthew Berry said it. Connor Hughes said it will be an option. We'll see. MFC says he's the best quarterback available and will likely have a small cap hit, but I'm sure other teams will offer him a deal as well. Yeah, teams are probably going to line up for Kyler Murray at veteran minimum, I imagine. Adam Schefter even said he could take a backup gig, like go to like the Rams or something, and because he's making the same money no matter where he goes, and he could just be a backup for a year. I wonder if his ego could take that. I don't know him personally, but Jared B says, Paul, you sound much better today. I'm glad. Yeah, I did not feel good yesterday. So thank you guys for powering through with me. And we have a very busy day today of interviews. So I was hoping I'd feel better. Rob says, am I too late to discuss the Johnson sweat trade, or have we already moved on to the potential crotch moist transaction? No, we could talk about it. I will tell you guys, and I did this on a YouTube short yesterday, Rob, thanks for the question. And to go back to it, The thing that surprised me about the Germaine Johnson stuff is the stuff that's coming after the fact. And Connor Hughes and Zach Rosenblatt basically said that Germaine Johnson, outside of us trading him to the Titans, where that trade happened, there was no other team that was interested. The Jets didn't have any offers for a third-round pick, didn't have any offers for a fourth-round pick. And so, like, Germaine Johnson had, like, no interest out there. And the only team that was interested was the Tennessee Titans with an obvious Robert Saleh connection. The thing that's hard for me to wrap my brain around is, so 5 months ago in November, the trade deadline, there was a team willing to give up a third, which Connor Hughes says San Francisco is willing to do that. So they were willing to give up a third-round pick, but 5 months later, no one's willing to give up anything. Now, good for the Jets if that is all true, that they got Devontae Sweat, who was a former second-round pick. That's apparently what the Jets were holding out for, is a second-round pick. So they got one in a way, and they got one at a position of need. So good that they flipped him. But I was a little surprised that he was just totally not valued by anyone else, Germaine. I don't think Jermaine's a perfect player by any means, but and he hasn't been the same player since he blew out his Achilles, but he's very talented. He sets the edge in the run game. I think his pass rush ceiling is probably what he had in his Pro Bowl year, where it was like 7.5 sacks. I think that's what he could be forever, and there's nothing wrong with that. Being a Calvin Pace, 7-8 sacks every year. There's a great role for something like that. So, yeah. So no, it's not too late. You guys can ask any questions you want about anything. Like, again, we'll talk Breece Hall franchise tag. I talked about that on YouTube Shorts yesterday and other shows, but we haven't talked about it here yet. So we could talk about that certainly. But yeah, so I'm glad, again, Devontae Sweat has some baggage. Speaking of players with baggage, he has baggage, but I trust Carl Dunbar, and let's see if he can get the most out of him. But I will tell you, the leaks that have been coming out where, like, no one was interested in Germaine, I'm like, damn, really? Oof. Hot damn. Okay. Ron P. Morning BG, the hardest working content creator for Jet fans. Appreciate the compliments. Thank you, Ron. Thank you. What's up? We need to bring that back, WhatsApp 44-B5X. Good morning, BG and Coffee Club. Good morning, pal. Taylor Sterling. I would really like to have a quarterback. Wouldn't we all, Taylor Sterling? Wouldn't we all? Yes. That'd be great. Kevin Callahan says, veteran minimum? Heck yeah, take a chance. Yeah, I mean, what do you have to lose? If he's interested, yeah, man. MFC says, I would think the $1.3 million would be the opening bid. Teams could offer him more. Again, they could, MFC, but the belief is he wouldn't take more, because the only way Kyler gets more money is if someone offers more than $37 million. And I don't think that's happening. So he's owed like it's $37 million this year. Unless a team paid him more than $37 million, like a new team I'm talking about, like let's say the Jets, unless they paid him more than $36 million, he's getting the same amount of money. This year, he's making 36, whatever the number is, $36.8 million. He's making that no matter what. If he doesn't play at all football this year, if he does play at all, he will get that. So that's why I don't think it's a bidding war. I don't think that's it. I think Kyler's just going to make the best decision for him, and he makes the same amount of money either way. Teams could offer him more, but then that's just money that the Cardinals aren't paying. And why would any of us, the other 31 teams in the league, help the Cardinals out? So no, the teams could offer more, but my expectation is he will get the $1.3 million for whoever he plays for. Thank you, NC Greenson. BG, you look a lot better. Thank you. I feel better, so that's good. Got some naps in yesterday, drugged up on a bunch of medicine, so hopefully we're all good. William Aimley, does this help our Super Bowl odds too? Well, it can't hurt. I'd imagine Kyler is better quarterback play than we've gotten in a long time. Dade County McFly says, Kyler better than Fields for sure. Yeah, there's no question about it. He's not close. Taylor Sterling says, why can't Will Levis be the next Sam Darnold? He sucks at football. That's probably the biggest thing holding him back. But besides that, he's the next Sam Darnold. Yeah, Will Levis stinks. That's probably the reason why. Donald Johnson says he would love to have Kyler Murray. Yeah. Talented kid, that's for sure. Yo Holmes says he seems like a great get for Minnesota. Yeah, he could go to Minnesota. I wouldn't blame him if he went there. KOC and all that jazz. Sure. Justin Jefferson. Yeah, there's a very compelling argument for Minnesota. A lot of quarterbacks are going to want to pick Minnesota, I'm sure. Nanki Boko says, I'm all in for Murray. I probably am too, I probably am too. Again, the veteran minimum thing is super attractive, and then you build up the rest of your team. So Taylor Sterling says, Murray holds all the cards. Is he coming from a bad franchise and has no ties to any of our staff? Slim chance he picks us. The one tie he does have is Aaron Glenn has a relationship with Kyler Murray's father from the Texas A&M relationship, according to Connor Hughes. So that could be a possible connection. And you don't need connections to go to a team necessarily. Sometimes connections help, but it's not always a slam dunk. Yep, there you go. Nagi Boko just said it. They're friends, so I would say that would give them a chance. Yo, Holmes, why would Murray want to come here? I think this could be a mutually beneficial relationship. Wherever Kyler goes, he's going to sign a 1-year veteran minimum deal, I believe. So you go to the team that gives you the best shot at increasing your value. So let's say you go to the Jets, 1-year veteran minimum deal. You ball out this year, and then next year you get the bag from the Jets or some other team. That's what I would say. So why would he want to come here? We have a stout offensive line. We have Breece Hall on the franchise tag. We have Garrett Wilson. We have Mason Taylor, and $75 million in cap space to build around more, and 4 picks inside the top 44. And with him only taking veteran minimum, we could build a really good team around him. That's what I would say for Kyler. Again, I'm not going to lie. I'm not saying the Jets are the best fit for Kyler. Again, if I was him, I'd strongly consider Minnesota. KOC has a great track record. You saw what just happened to Sam Darnold. If they want him and he wants them, that'll be tough to compete against. But I don't think the Jets are, while I admit that I don't think the Jets are the best landing spot for him, I don't think they're the worst. I think they're probably in the top 5 landing spots for Kyler Murray. I mean, obviously, according to Fox, they're the betting favorites to land Kyler Murray. So, yeah. Kevin Callahan says, past 3 years he's played, and he put up the last 3 years that he has played, he put up better stats than Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, the numbers are really good for Kyler, for sure. Let's go to Marcus Newsom here, who says, hard work in the offseason along with locker room leadership is a major part of a Super Bowl level quarterback. Murray is bottom 3 in the league in both of those trades. Whoever ends up with Murray will be let down. Possible, but I don't think our expectation should be Super Bowl level quarterback. I think we just need a quarterback, and then we'll sort of see where it goes from there. Would I love a Super Bowl level quarterback? Of course. But let me just get in a quarterback that can have some competency, and hopefully we can move on from there, Marcus. That's what I would say. William Amley says, it would be great if we could get him on the veteran minimum deal, but it doesn't look like we would be the only team kicking the tires on him. Absolutely not. I would imagine all 31 teams. Even some teams will look at him as a backup. Again, I heard the Rams rumor where he could go behind Matthew Stafford. If Stafford got hurt, he could step in immediately. He could give it back to his division twice and be around Sean McVay. And if Stafford hangs him up, you could be the long-term quarterback in L.A. That's possible, sure. There you go, Yo Holmes. Way to raise the bar. I'd rather my quarterback plays video games than cries in the closet. There you go. That's the spirit. That's the spirit. That's beautiful. Troy Sturgis. Why did you say that he would sign at league minimum? Wouldn't they have rights to sign for whatever he wants? Yeah, so let me explain this, for people. So I'll pull up the numbers here. I have it in the article that I have in front of me here. 1 second. All right, so the Cardinals owe him $36.8 million guaranteed in 2026. So no matter what happens, Kyler Murray is getting $36.8 million guaranteed from the Cardinals no matter what happens, if he took the year off or anything. So it's offsetting money, which means with that guaranteed money, the next team he plays for, whatever money he signed for would be money that the Cardinals wouldn't have to pay. So the Cardinals are hoping he signs for a $40 million deal. They're like, sweet, then we don't owe him the money. Great, they owe him the money. It's offsetting. But we saw this with Russell Wilson a couple years ago. The Broncos ate one of the largest dead cap hits in NFL history. Russell Wilson went to the Steelers, played for the veteran minimum. That footed his previous team with the bill. So again, the only way that Kyler would get, so Kyler's making 36.8 this year. The only way he makes more than that figure is if he gets more than that figure. So if he got 40 million from the Jets, let's say this year, he'd make an extra $3 or $4 million bucks. But that's the only way he would get more money than he is owed for this year, if that makes sense. Hopefully I'm explaining that. Okay. So that's why he is set to sign the league minimum with whatever team, because he can it's a twofold thing. First off, he can, I don't know what his relationship is with the Cardinals. I imagine not good, but he can foot them with the bill. And his new team, it makes it easier and better for them to build around him. If they only have to pay him a small amount of money, he's like, sweet, you guys can get me more receivers, more running backs, more this, more this, more this, more this. So it puts them in a better spot. But that's why it's offsetting money, and he's owed $36.8 million from the Cardinals no matter what. But keep the questions coming. JACK, Jack says he probably doesn't want to come here. Kyler might be bad, but we're worse. We'll see what happens. Donald Johnson, excuse me. Why don't we just get both Kyler and Carr? Possible. I imagine for Carr, he only wants to come out of retirement if he's playing. If Kyler and Carr were on the same roster, there'd be a chance Carr doesn't play, and I don't think Carr wants to do that. I think if you trade for an unretired Carr or you sign a Kyler, either one is the starter. Now, if I'm the Jets, that's not all I do, because like if I have Derek Carr, then I'm trying to bring in other guys in the room just in case. But no, yeah, I don't think either of those guys would want that to happen. Let's see. Nice. Jake Asman gifted membership here on the Boy Green YouTube channel. Jake Asman, and good luck to all the Asmaniacs for Asmaniac madness happening out there. I wish I had that little sounder. I love hearing it on Jake's show. I can't even do it. Like it's in my head. The March Madness thing. Yeah, that's a cool little sounder. It's getting us ready. So good luck for Asmaniac Madness out there. Thank you for the gifted membership, Jake. By the way, that membership went to, let's see. Let's pull this up on the old YouTube. That membership went to Grove Pete. Grove Pete, welcome back to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Appreciate you. Thank you, Jake. Yeah, on the Breece Hall thing real quick, and thank you. You guys can continue to gift memberships. Feel free to do that. We have 300 people in the room, including over half of those watching on YouTube, over 150 people. Thank you very much. Make sure you guys like the video. That's a free way to contribute to this show. We are a daily Jets video show. Appreciate you guys out in the audience. We only have 44 likes, but over 150 people watching on YouTube. So, folks, feel free to hit that like button and also hit subscribe, because let's see here. We're up to 8,412 subscribers. We're 8 away from 8,420. Chip, baby, as we keep climbing to 10K. Let's ride. Beautiful. But on Breece Hall real quick. The Jets chose to franchise tag him instead of transition tag. And if you guys have been listening to me for weeks or months or anything on this channel, that is what I wanted. That's what I wanted the Jets to do. I didn't want to leave any possibility that the Jets could lose him for nothing. And that could have happened. If they transition tagged him. So now with the franchise tag, they have all options available. They could tag and trade him if negotiations go poor. They could sign him to a long-term deal. He could play it out on the tag. Like, the Jets have all the options, all the control. And that's what I want for the Jets. I want all the control. Good that they franchise tagged him. Don't get cute. We're talking about $3 million. That's basically the difference between the transition tag and the franchise tag. Tag him, and they did, and now you got him. And we'll see if a long-term deal can be worked out. NC Green says Murray and Mariota, like that's something. Like Mariota's been a long-time backup for the last couple of years. Like he's a guy you can add to the room with Kyler, which makes a lot of sense. Yeah, but I think a Derek Carr and Kyler thing, I just don't think either would be for that. So I just don't think so. I understand from our perspective why we'd want that, but I don't think they would want that. MFC says the Colts have indicated Pierce is going anywhere, even if they have to tag him. Well, they can't tag him. We passed the window. They transition tag Daniel Jones. So Alec Pierce is set to be a free agent. Now, of course, we're 5 days away from the legal tampering period, and we're 7 days. Yeah, 5 and 7. God, my math. We're 5 days away from the legal tampering period, and we're a week away from free agency starting. And technically, the Colts could work out a long-term deal right now in the next week with Alec Pierce. But now that the Colts haven't tagged him, it behooves Alec Pierce to hit the open market to try to get the most amount of money that he can. So I'm sure the Colts want Alec Pierce, but they didn't tag him. They transition tagged Daniel Jones. To me, I think that's poor process. If I was the Colts, I would have franchise tagged Alec Pierce to make sure you don't lose this guy who's going to get paid a lot of money. And then I would have tried to work it out with Daniel Jones. Again, I get that quarterbacks are scarce this offseason, but who's rushing to sign a Achilles blown out Daniel Jones? I think the Colts misread this situation. I think they're going to lose Alec Pierce. And if they do lose Alec Pierce, that's going to look terrible. I think it's going to look terrible. If they get them both, then Chris Ballard and company, they're geniuses. But I don't know. I would have tagged Alec Pierce, to be honest with you. I would not have tagged Daniel Jones. Nanga Iboko says, I really think Ty Sims will be drafted top 10. The quarterbacks move up a lot. They always seem to. Some years they don't, but sometimes they do. And if they do, that means another good player is dropping into the Jets' laps. Marcus Newsom says, hey, everybody, what was the team's name that won a Super Bowl without a great front seven and an excellent offensive line? Take your time. That didn't have an offensive line or a great front seven. Yeah, I'll have to think about that one. Your answer indicates that I will take forever because that team doesn't exist, but Mark Sacchetti says, I'm a big fan of us signing Pierce to fill out that wide receiver room. Man, he is going to get paid. I mean, I could easily see $27 million per year or something. Something close, I guess, is relative. Garrett Wilson's making 32.5 per year. Like, I could see Alec getting crazy money in free agency. I'm not sure if the Jets double dip at wide receiver like that. Alec Pierce is really talented. He would make a lot of sense, but his money has gone to a different stratosphere. Taylor Sterling says, I was told there'd be no short quarterbacks. Yeah, Frank Reich, his style is a tall quarterback. Boomer Esiason, who's a good friend of Frank Reich, of course, they were best men in each other's weddings. He said that the next quarterback of the Jets will not be under 6 feet. So we'll see. Philliam says, just for clarity, even if someone paid him more than 36, doesn't still count against the Cardinals cap. The counting against the Cardinals cap thing, I don't know. But I believe it's offsetting money, so I believe it gets wiped away, I believe. But I'm not sure from the Cardinals' perspective, like on their cap of what it's supposed to count. That's a good question. I'll have to follow up on that side. But it's just so unlikely to happen that I guess but it would be good to get that answer. I'll look into that, Philliam, and try to get back to you on that. But if someone did pay him more than 36, Kyler would get more than what he was owed. But again, from everything I've heard, that's incredibly unlikely. No, I'm not a ranch on pizza guy. That's disgusting. Jets Worldwide, JWW. Could Reich and Ryan unlock Murray's full potential? Seems like Murray rides the fence between them. I mean, it would be cool to see another level of Kyler Murray, and to see that level of quarterback play here would be great. Let's go to Teflon TV. I see wins for the Jets next 2 versus Miami, Raiders, Browns, Arizona, Titans. Then we have to win 2 or 3 more for a good season. Yeah, if you look at the schedule, I can see I can see some activity happening here. Some action. Connor Hughes says some anonymous coach or something told him they believe that the Jets can win 7 or 8 games with Kyler Murray. If that's true, folks, we haven't won 8 or more games in a season since 2015 when we went 10-6. Give me an 8-win season, please. Troy Sturgis, BG, you said it in your own words. You would go to the best place that will help him ball out. Are we that team? After he saw what happened to Fields, he's probably saying, I don't know about the Jets. Well, if I'm Kyler Murray and I see what happened to Fields, I'm like, well, Justin Fields sucks. So if I'm Kyler Murray, I think I'm better than Justin Fields. So I don't really take that into account. But I think Kyler Murray's not blind. He sees that we have a really good offensive line. He sees we have Breece Hall. He sees we have Garrett Wilson. I think the Jets are an attractive destination for a quarterback. Now, there's things that go against the Jets. Their long history that you sort of just pointed out at on the off the top rope, that the Jets have had a poor history of developing quarterbacks. Now, Kyler, he's pretty developed now. He's 28 years old. So it's not like he's developing like a 22-year-old. But yeah, we have a troubling history of quarterbacks. The Jets seem to be this graveyard wasteland that haven't had a lot of success in a long time. So you need a certain type of quarterback to come in here to have the moxie to rise above the crap that sort of permeates from all this losing. But no, I think the Jets would be a nice fit for Kyler Murray. Outside of the Frank Reich height thing, he's a really talented quarterback. Let's go to Quessy Caps, who says, I'm not sold on Mason Taylor. If none of the receivers are there in this draft, is there any way the Jets would select Kenyon Sadiq, the tight end from Oregon? Yeah, Mason Taylor's an interesting case study. I don't think he was this spectacular superstar tight end this last year. I think he was just sort of rock solid. He got hurt at the end of the year with a neck, which was a little scary. Jets, everything they say is he's going to be okay. Yeah, he almost broke the rookie franchise tight end reception record for the Jets. So, he wasn't a scrub. But, yeah, Mason's got a lot to show. But he did show some flashes. But you invested a top 50 pick in him. And everyone's the same from the coaching staff to, front office. I wouldn't go out of my way to get Kenyon Sadiq, with all due respect. I would. There's just so many other areas. You have a hole at left guard. You got a hole at wide receiver. Quarterback, obviously, and then defense we've gone through over and over again. But I hear what you're saying. If one of the top receivers isn't there at 16 to the Jets, still they're gung-ho on a weapon, but they're like, well, Kenyon Sadiq's better. Maybe they do that. But interesting. It's a good thought, though. Yeah, why don't we do this? I'll keep reading through all your comments. Feel free to send in your super chats and membership gifting and all that jazz here on the show. We'll play a quick HEP timeout. We'll welcome in your phone calls, and I'll also keep answering all of your questions here on the chat, everybody. Boy Green Daily continues after this.
1, 2, 3. Whoa! Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Talking Jets football, man. All right. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. The New York Jets Football Club. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green. Everyone, J-E-T-S, Jets. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Talking Jets football, man. All right. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Nice! Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green. J-E-T-S, Jets. Let's go!
Welcome back to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcast. My name is Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green, baby. We got 300 people in the room across our social media platforms. Want to give a shout-out to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. People rewatch the show later and the audio-only version of the podcast, which has been going on for a long time, so I appreciate you guys out there. in the audience. Make sure you guys like the video on YouTube. That is free to do. And like I said, hit that subscribe button, baby. We are trying to grow the family. The Boy Green Coffee Club is the force is strong, and we're hoping to continue to get stronger. See, we've picked up a few more subscribers in the middle of the show. Appreciate all the support, everybody. God bless. Thank you kindly. Let's go to the phone lines. That is the pinned comment on youtube.com/boygreen25. If you'd like to call into the show, that is the way to do so. Hep kicks us off. Hep.
Hey, Paul. Hey, fellas. How you feeling today? You still look a little like you have a little bit of it going on.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, there's something traveling through here, but thankfully as someone who is sort of default energy, like I feel like I have it all the time and any moment. Yesterday being so lethargic of not being able to get to my dad taught me how to drive stick a while back because that was a cheaper car. And, just getting to that next gear of like, I was unable to sort of turn it over yesterday. So that's where I was struggling. And then I just, every once in a while, after talking for a period of time, as I found out yesterday, I had to like stop and breathe or try to drink some electrolytes or something. So I feel better now. I'm like, if I just sat here and just breathed heavily, tried to just like, I could feel it in my chest still a little bit. So yeah, it's going to take some time, I think.
All right. I was thinking outside the box because, we've gone over every scenario we can possibly at this point,
Definitely, right.
So I was thinking, what if we draft the two quarterbacks and we draft Simpson and Drew Lohr, and then we get Derek Carr as our bridge quarterback. And then next year we have all three of our number ones just staring us in the face, not having to move up or anything.
Wow. That'd be a fun way to do it. You mentioned it. We've gone through every possible scenario. It's going to be crazy when something actually hits. We actually have a quarterback. Like the speculation will be over. We'll still have draft stuff, I'm sure, but like eventually we're going to sign a name that we're like, oh wow, that's the starting quarterback. That's crazy. So that one's interesting. I like that. Take a couple of different swings in the draft. I'd be curious. I mean, hell, the Browns did it with two rookies and Dylan Gabriel and Shadur Sanders, so you can't completely rule that out.
Yeah, I know. I'm just curious. I think the quarterbacks are going to start sneaking up like always, but we'll see what happens. And that's all I got for today.
Appreciate it. Thanks, brother. Appreciate you, Hep. Thanks for calling in. We'll go back to the phone lines in just a second. Tennessee Jet says he just got here. What did I miss? Well, long story short, according to Fox Sports, Kyler Murray, the Jets are the betting favorites to land Kyler Murray. So that's the gist. And then we've talked Kyler Murray. We've talked a little bit about the franchise tag, but all your questions and calls are welcome. We could go over anything that's been going on here with the New York Jets or beyond. Quite frankly, every once in a while we get a call about something else. So that's all fair game. Back to the phone lines. Troy Sturgis is with us. Troy.
Hey, BG. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, okay. You're going to have to dumb it down for me.
Okay.
The quarterback deal.
Yeah.
Is that going to be anything that we would sign him to takes off of the Arizona, what they pay?
Yes, exactly. So, right. So, Kyler can't play for free. Like, so he can't just come here and volunteer like at a soup kitchen. So, like, he can't play for zero. So the minimum amount that he can play for on a new team is veteran minimum. That's a minimum anyone can play for. It's based on your service time in the league. So the minimum for Kyler Murray based on service time in the league is $1.3 million. So that will come off the $36.8 million guaranteed for the Cardinals. But anything above that, again, Kyler's getting his $36.8 million guaranteed this year, no matter what happens. If he sleeps on the couch for the next year or plays for a team. But if the Jets or any team offered him $10 million or $20 million or something, that's just money that the Cardinals don't have to pay. So, it behooves you to foot the Cardinals with the bill, make them pay as much as possible, and then you pay the least amount possible. That's basically the gist.
I was wondering because I didn't know if he could actually come up with another contract. Like he's getting paid by the Arizona Cardinals, then he goes ahead and signs another $20 million deal with another team. Plus he's got that. So, I mean, like basically he'd be making $58 million or whatever.
Yeah, so he wouldn't get. So in your case of that example, if he signed with the Jets for a 1-year deal for $20 million, he would still be only getting 36.8 because it's offsetting. So whether the $20 million, if it's $20 million for the Jets and 16.8 for the Cardinals or vice versa, the only way it's more is if he signs for more than 36.8. From everything I've heard, that's incredibly unlikely. So he's just going to get his 36.8, but it'll be split between the Jets or whatever his new team is and his old team. And based on everything we're hearing, it sounds like it will be veteran minimum on his new team.
So Arizona is really wanting a bidding war for Kyler Murray.
Oh, I bet they do. Right.
Yeah.
Anything that is raised up is
So
that. And I'll be curious to see
They want 3 or 4
that.
teams to try to come in and try to have a bidding war against him. That way
100%.
they can save money.
Right. Exactly.
Okay. And yeah, I was just sitting there thinking, I mean, if we did get him at league minimum,
Mm-hmm.
I posted on there that it would definitely ease our quarterback salary,
For sure. Yeah, definitely.
And at that case, you could keep, I hate to say it, but I mean, keep Justin as a backup and then draft one. I mean,
Yeah, especially since you owe him, it's sort of in the same way, but a different way of the Kyler situation. You owe Justin the money anyway. So if you just choose to, say, screw it, like as long as Justin's cool with it, he's not throwing a hissy fit or something behind the scenes. I have no idea if he would or wouldn't. If he doesn't do that, right. Someone else brought that up a couple weeks ago that's a possibility for the Jets. Sure. Yeah.
And you'd hope that it might ignite Justin his compatibility, to try to come out and compete against Kyler.
Right. Yeah,
for
maybe
the starting job. But I mean, we all know that Kyler would get it. But yeah, that's about all I got. I just was trying to understand that whole salary.
Yeah. It's a bunch of mumbo jumbo, Troy. We're all trying our best to sift through it, but appreciate it. Thanks, Troy.
All right.
Appreciate you. There he is, Troy Sturgis, joining us here on the show. Here, let me bring this up. I'll bring up a tweet because I see people are asking more about this money stuff. I think Albert Breer tweeted about it. So let me go to old Albert here, and I'll throw it up on the screen and see if he can explain it. Let me see. Where did he put it here on his Twitter? Franchise tag stuff. Okay, so I'm going to throw this up. This is from Albert Breer, NFL insider of Sports Illustrated. I love Albert. He's one of my favorite insiders in the league. Okay, so I'm going to throw this up on the screen real quick before we go back to the phone lines here, and then I'll explain it for our audio-only listeners, for those that are not seeing this image I'm about to put up here on the screen. Okay, so this is from Albert Breer. As we explained in the MMQB takeaways, Kyler Murray's $36.8 million fully guaranteed means he'll almost certainly play on the minimum next year, with Arizona footing the rest of the bill. That'll allow him to make his next move purely on what's best for him football-wise. So again, for people in the chat that are saying, oh, teams are definitely going to spend more, from all the insiders, they say that is not true. Now, insiders can be wrong, of course, but it sounds like by all that we are hearing, the next team he plays for, the Vikings, the Jets, the whoever team, will be veteran minimum, which will be $1.3 million is the veteran minimum for what it would be for Kyler Murray. So again, the expectation is he will not get paid more than that by his next team, from everything that we're hearing, just to explain that to everyone in the audience. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Up next, we have Michael R. here on the show. What's up, Michael?
Very good. How are you, Paul?
Hey, I'm doing awesome. Thanks for calling, man. What's up?
Good. All right. So I'm driving, so please excuse me.
No, that's right.
So, per the reports, the Ian Rappaport said keep an eye on Derek Carr for the Jets, keep an eye on Kyler Murray for the Vikings. So, to me, the most two reasonable options, or the most realistic options, are Kyler Murray and Derek Carr, right? But the thing about those quarterbacks is that they have a higher floor, but they have a much lower ceiling. So, I mean, it's just, in my opinion, I think the most opportunistic thing that would raise the ceiling of the team is you sign a veteran. Like, I know it's not a sexy option, but Geno Smith, who we can get on the vet minimum, similar to Kyler Murray. Trade for one of these appealing backups, whether it be Tanner McKee, or I know you don't like him, but I think Will Levis might have some potential. He's been playing under Brian Callahan, and Frank Reich is he studied the 2023 quarterback class before selecting Bryce Young. So if he's willing to trade for him, then that'll be a positive sign. And then drafting a guy in the third, or I know we don't have a third round pick, maybe a trade up third, fourth round, or we get a pick from a trade down for an Alar or a Nussmeier or someone of that ilk. So I think if you have a quarterback room of like Smith, Geno Smith, Will Levis, and Drew Alar, it's a lot more appealing, and you can have an actual competition. Whereas if you bring in Kyler Murray or Derek Carr, you have to hand them the keys. I don't think either of them are going to be okay with coming back to not start. But I think the more appealing option to get the best bang out of your buck and really squeeze the juice out of your guys is to have that three-way competition that I was referring to. Any opinion on that?
Yeah, I think you've nailed it. I think we are swimming in the same waters. I think if you bring in a Kyler or Derek, their ego or whatever you want to call it, their whatever is too big that they're not competing. You're part of your pitch to them is, hey, you're the guy. Like, especially Derek Carr unretiring to come back to be a backup. That's not happening. And then Kyler, for what he's doing. So I think your plan makes more sense of like, let's fight it out. And it's true competition. And you're rolling it out. If it was Geno Smith, Drew Alar, and Tanner McKee or one of these guys, you're all battling it out and made the best man win. So I like the breadth of competition being in the mix there. I like that.
Right, but we can understand why Aaron Glenn might not want to do that because, granted, they do have higher ceilings. They also have lower floors, and this is a man who's fighting for his job. And Jet fans have to be realistic. You can't have your cake and eat it too. I know everyone wants to tank. Well, let's be realistic. The coaching staff is not going to tank, nor do they want to tank. Right. So, no, I'm with you. I'm glad we're on the same page.
Yeah, love it. Michael, thanks for calling in, brother.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yep, there is Michael R. Multitasking. I love it. Yeah, it's a compelling case. That's the debate, or not the debate, the whatever. Right. A lot of Jet fans want the team to tank. AG and the staff does not want to tank. They want to win. They want to win right now. So what does AG do? How is he influenced? Does he see the allure of Kyler Murray and go, oh yeah, I just want to go get that guy? Is he willing to have this competition and bring a couple of other guys in and let them all battle it out? Maybe. I'll be curious. That'll be another telling thing of AG, of what quarterback he's able to bring in, sort of what the mindset is as well. That'll be fascinating. Great call from Michael here on the show. Back to the phone lines. It's Easy up next. Easy.
Hey, I had a thought.
All right. I love your thoughts.
And if you think about this, it makes a lot of sense as to why AG is still back, even though everyone was screaming for his head.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering, did Johnson know they were going to tank this year? And you can't obviously say it, but maybe Johnson was like, yeah, all right, we're going to tank this year. And I just want to see what's going on. And he's confident in AG and Muji, but he wasn't really confident in some of the other guys. And he wanted to see how the players would react, how the coaching staff would react. And because of all that, that could have been a reason why we got rid of the guys we got rid of and kept the guys we kept.
Yeah, the thing we don't know is what AG said. No, it's an interesting thought.
Because when you think of the guys we traded, you think of the guys we traded.
Yeah.
We traded blue chips. Maybe they were just like, no, I ain't into this tanking shit. Get me out of here.
Right.
They could have said that all privately.
Yeah.
And behave themselves, according, you know what I'm saying.
No, I get you. Again, what we don't know is what AG said to Woody Johnson, because when the hiring process happened, because what you're going to ask all these coaches is, what's your vision? Do you think that we're going to be able to turn this around quickly? Do you think it's going to take time? We don't know that private conversation of what happened, so it could have.
He could have said it's going to take 3 years before this team even competitive.
Yeah, he totally could have said
He's like, don't expect me to get you 8, 9 wins this year. Now, I'm going to say everything in the press conferences, but don't expect that. There's a lot of work. There's a lot of maybe he thought there was a lot of potential cancer in the locker room, or a lot of guys that were not into waiting. Obviously, clearly, Quinnen wasn't into waiting.
Right.
So I don't know. It's just a thought. I don't even know what to say about that part. But that was just kind of a gut feeling that AG knew they were going to tank, and everyone in management was like, all right, what's the sense of winning 5 games and getting nothing when we could just lose 2 or 3 more and, be in the thick of getting the guys we need. No professional team is ever going to admit that, though.
No,
they can't. They can't.
That'd be terrible.
First off, the league would impose fines, and you can't do that. You can't do that. It's everything's. But it just seems like everyone's screaming for this guy's head.
Yeah. And
the whole time, Woody was just like, "No, I'm not firing him." So there had to be an understanding that this was going to be ugly. To me, does it make sense to you? Because that's the only thing that makes sense to me.
Well, obviously, the fan base was rabid about fire AG, and Woody Johnson was hell-bent, basically, from everything we hear. Like, nah, I believe in AG, I'm not doing it. So again, AG's vision that he sold both at the end of this season and when he was first hired, Woody obviously bought. So he must have laid out a pretty good plan, I think.
I also have a lot of confidence from what I've heard that this year is going to be a lot better from the simple fact that we have a better coaching staff all the way around.
Right.
Like all the way around.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we got our defensive coach back.
Yep.
Oh
Yep.
He's great. He was with Rex.
He was with Rex, so they had a lot of success together.
And they ran a 3-4.
Right, they did. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, what is your gut feeling on what we're going to do at quarterback? I mean, if you're the GM. I'm putting you in the GM chair. All right, you're the GM.
Yeah.
You've got the second pick, the 16th, the 33rd, and the 44th. What do you do with these picks? Go.
Yeah, well, on the quarterback part, I'm trading for. I'm
not even talking. I'm not even talking that.
Oh, okay. Well,
all right. Yeah. I'm going to suppose one thing. I'm supposing we get Anzalone as linebacker, and I'm supposing we get our gap quarterback. I don't know which one, but we get our gap quarterback.
Random guy.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So at 2, I'm taking Ohio State's Arvell Reese. He's going to play everything for me. Plug and play him at 2. At 16,
you wouldn't even try to trade back a couple of spots so we could move up from 16.
I would try, but I just don't think that there's going to be multiple people willing to tango.
So you don't want to lose the guys. You just don't want to lose your guys. So I got you. All right. So Reese. Right.
Yeah.
So we got Reese, and then.
Yeah. So
16.
Let's take Arvell Reese at 2. At 16, give me. Let's go Mekhi Lemon, USC wide receiver. Let's go Mekhi Lemon. Let's
if he's there.
If he's there. Yeah. So let's get Mekhi Lemon.
Where do you take your are you looking to take a quarterback at 33 or 44 if you can?
I'm open to it. I'm not going to force it, but I'm open to it if the right guy's there.
If Aller is there at 44, do you take him?
I'd be open to it.
Drew Aller at 44.
Yeah. Penn State. I get who you're saying. I'd be.
What about 33? Would you be interested at 33? Is that too soon?
Think so. I think that's too soon. I would, because I think 33 I could trade. I think 33 I could get a player that slips in my hands. Actually, I'd be also open to switching it up, and instead of Mekhi Lemon at 16, because some people say will even be there, give me Dylan Thieneman, the Oregon safety, at 16, and then I'd take wide receiver at 33. That could be Denzel Boston out of Washington. Yeah, so let's do that instead.
So you're going to risk it. So you're going to risk a second-round wide receiver.
There you go. I'm going to try to break the streak.
Break the curse. Break the curse.
100%. So there you go. So yeah. So let's go. Arvell Reese at number 2, Dylan Thieneman at 16, and then 33 will go Denzel Boston.
Would you be up to maybe going with a super good receiving tight end instead of the wide receiver if there was a higher rated tight end? Because remember, I told you I just want an on the line receiver.
Right. Yeah, I'm open to it. Same, like, there's a lot of things that I'm not. There's a lot of things that I'm not saying that right. I'm open to everything, basically, for the most part.
So who would you get at 44? Our second round pick.
Yeah, our second round pick. So let me see who everyone we got here. So front 7, safety. Give me
offensive lineman, maybe.
I'll take Jadarian Price, the Notre Dame running back.
Oh, the yin to the yang.
That's
Loves yang.
100%. I'd take Jadarian Price 44.
Why?
I think Jadarian Price, in the same way that Tyler Algier was buried with the Atlanta Falcons and Bijan Robinson, I think he's a much better player than he's been able to show.
But we have Breece now.
We do.
Breece is getting 14.3, so he's happy.
You sure?
We got Frank Reich is probably going to be able to put him in positions where he can really excel.
Mm-hmm.
shit, I'm not, like I said, I'm at the point where I would put Breece as a slot receiver, or I would even put him on the line as just a damn wide receiver at this point. I would have him do 50% running back, 50% wide receiver. He's that good.
And he gave me Alex Anzalone at linebacker. So
Yeah.
I just got a safety.
A corner? A good cornerback?
Oh, obviously. Oh, no. I guess Arvell would have filled that. Let me think. Who else am I missing here that I wanted? Yeah, again, you could swim at quarterback at 44 potentially.
Do you want to add someone to the O-line?
Yeah, because at this point we don't have
a third. Yeah, we don't have a third.
Well, that
means we got to wait till the fourth round.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, we got another fourth round pick and another fifth round pick from compensation.
Yeah, that's not official yet, but it is looking in that direction that we're going to get that, which would be great. I hope that ends up being the case. We'd get a.
Could we trade a fourth and a fifth? Could we trade a fourth and a fifth to get up to the third, maybe?
Of course, you definitely.
And then get an interior O lineman.
That's possible. That's within the realm of possibility.
That would that would be my move.
Yeah, because I see everyone is immediately hating my 44 Jadarian Price suggestion. Yeah, everyone in the chat is universally hating that. So
yeah, we gotta get another offensive lineman.
Yeah.
Because can we keep both? Unless I guess we can't keep both.
Who, Simpson and AVT?
Yeah, I don't think we can keep both.
I don't think so. I think both of them are going to want starting gigs. So I don't think so. You could keep one.
I think I'd have to keep Simpson. He's got
the higher floor.
AVT just gets hurt too much. It scares me to invest more money in him again and then have to bring a scramble to, like we've gone through this the last 3 years. Offensive linemen that are decent, teams don't want to trade them. So we have to get them now, and we have to be able to know that the guys that we get now are going to have that best ability, which is availability.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so,
I'm letting AVT get paid by somebody else.
Yeah, and I love the kid. It's sorry, I hate to see him go, but sure. I can't. You can't pay for nothing. So
yeah, that's where I'm at.
All right, man. Take care. Next up.
Yeah, there you go. Next up. Appreciate that. Good thought. Good draft process to sort of go through pre-free agency here. That's fascinating. Let me see here. I think NC Green threw this up. Let me throw this up. More draft conversation. Would love any of these options at 16. Dylan Thieneman, the Oregon safety. USC wide receiver Mekhi Becton. Kenyon Sadiq, the tight end at Oregon. Or Vega, the Penn State offensive lineman. Yeah, I hear a lot of things about Vega. Possibly if you just totally punt on, guard in free agency, or get some low-level Josh Myers level guy at left guard, and then you upgrade in the draft. That could make sense. Sadiq would be scintillating like, ooh, but to invest a top 50 pick last year, or a top 45 pick, even a 42nd, let's just say where he was. Mason Dale was a 42nd overall pick. And then to get the 16th overall pick at tight end, that would be, man, you better be pretty sold on Sadiq. He was a freak at the combine, I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that for free. Thieneman, we need safety help, there's no question. Vega could fill that left guard hole that we currently have. Mekhi Becton, again, there are some concerns of the slot-only receiver, is what people accuse him of and things of that nature. The thing is, I'd be happy about a lot of the picks. There's a much shorter list of guys like, geez. Definitely don't want this scenario to play out on draft day. But yeah, to go through easies again, sort of, process. Arvell recent 2, I feel pretty good about right now. Ohio State linebacker edge. 16, I'd go Dylan Thieneman at this point. Safety, Oregon. Put him back there. 33, again, you get that wide receiver, which, again, we could just plug in Denzel Boston right now at 33. And then 44, again, what we don't know is what happens in free agency. So is there a left guard hole to fill? Is there an off-ball linebacker? Easy told me we had Anzalone, so Could you go off-ball linebacker there at 44 potentially? Could even go pass rusher again, double dip at pass rusher. That could be possible. Quarterback obviously is on the table. Yeah, there's a lot of things. Interesting. I love these draft conversations. Thanks, y'all. Back to the phone lines. Mr. Legend Famous Fulton is here with us.
Excuse me.
Oh, wow.
Wonderful.
Gesundheit.
Sorry.
God bless.
Thank
Are you okay there, man?
Thanks. Yeah, I'm fine. I just have a cold.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
sick
it's
too,
okay.
man.
Yeah, I know how you feel.
Yeah, not great. So what's going on, Mr. Famous Fulton?
Well, I got my bowling tournament this Saturday in the morning at 9 a.m.
Okay.
If we win our game for the bowling tournament this Saturday, we'll probably go to the state tournament.
Oh, cool. How good of a bowler are you, Mr. Famous Fulton?
Pretty average.
Pretty average. What's your normal bowling score?
Let's see. Well, my bowling score would be, let's see, probably like 10 out of 10, I think.
Wow. Okay, that's pretty good. That's not too shabby at all. I normally, I like bowling, but I'm just not very good at it. I just try to throw it as hard as I can right down the middle and hope that works out. There's really not much technique or forethought that goes in there. And if I break triple digits, I'm patting myself in the back like, nice job, Paul. So that's it. I think the highest I've ever gotten is maybe 130 or something. Like that's it. So yeah.
Yep. And then we got a basketball sectionals coming up this Sunday morning at 9 a.m. as well.
Man, you're so busy, Mr. Famous.
Yes. Yeah. That's why I'm keeping myself busy.
You do? Yeah, well, that's good.
I sure do.
I'm glad you like keeping yourself busy. What else do you got? So basketball, bowling, anything else?
And then I've got the musical coming up, which is Annie the Musical.
Have you figured out what part you're getting yet?
Not yet. I've got to work on the dancing, and then probably the acting. And yep.
Okay, nice. All right. So have you worked on a dance number yet?
Trying to. It's called like NYC, and that's the dance I'm going to be doing. So
what is that?
Well, NYC is like New York City song, I guess.
Okay.
So I'm working on that. Hopefully I can show you next time when I come on.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want to rush it, but yeah, whenever you have that ready, we'd love to see whatever you put together. That'd be great.
Sure. Yep. That'd be great.
Okay. Well, Mr. Legend Famous Fulton, good luck with your bowling, good luck with basketball, and good luck with the play coming up, my man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're the best, baby.
Thanks.
There he is, Mr. Legend Famous Fulton, joining us here on the Gosh Darn program. Let's friggin' go. Fascinated to hear all the success stories that that happen out there. Shout out to Mr. Famous Fulton. That's terrific. Let's answer some more of your comments here on the show. Appreciate the 300 plus people that are in the room. Thank you. Keep those questions coming here. Mark Cicchetti says, beef up the line so they're monster headaches for our opponents. Yes, I love building up the trenches. On the offensive line, again, left guard is a big hole right now. Maybe we could fill that in free agency. You could upgrade center, but besides that, your line's pretty good. Defensively, you feel pretty good at interior defensive line with Devondre Sweat, Jawan Briggs, Harrison Phillips. You feel pretty good on the interior there. Defensive end is thin as hell. You got Will McDonald, but you need a lot more, man. You need a lot more. So hopefully Arvell Reese helps that conversation. Maybe double dip. Maybe get I say this. I'd be interested in dipping my toes in the free agent pass rusher waters. Give me some Odafe Owe action. He's going to get buco bucks probably, but whether you feel good about Jalen Phillips out of Philadelphia, there's a bunch of these pass rushers that are set to be 27 before the start of the 2026 season. You got guys like Caleb Von Chason, Boye Mafe, Odafe Owe, Jalen Phillips. You got a couple of these guys who are in the same cluster. And then you have another cluster, they're veteran pass rushers. We're talking Khalil Mack. We're talking Joey Bosa. We're talking about Trey Hendrickson, so there's a couple of different categories here. I'd probably opt for the younger group personally over the older guys. Nothing wrong with not trying to be an ageist here, but I'd probably lean more the younger group. And again, like I said, there's a pocket of them: Boye Mafe, Odafe Owe, Caleb on Jason, Jalen Phillips, those kind of guys, that cluster of guys at the top of the free agent market. And then leave the veterans for somebody else, the Khalil Macks, the Joey Bosa's, the Trey Hendricksons. I'd let other people swim in those waters. But I would be willing to make a free agent splash for a pass rusher. And then you have free agent splash for a pass rusher, Will McDonald and Arvell Reese. Now you're cooking. Now you got a plan there. Now you got a pass rush plan, which I like a lot. That would be something that I think I would put together here. NC Green gifting a Boy Green Coffee Club membership. Let's friggin' go. Maybe that is what I'm friggin' talking about. Let's put you on the board for our next raffle prize. Appreciate that, NC Green. By the way, that membership went to, let's see, take a quick gander here on the old YouTube who that membership went to. Here it is. That went to Brooklyn Cortez NYC sports fan. Welcome to the Boy Green Coffee Club, my friend. Appreciate that. Thank you, NC Green, for gifting a membership. If you guys are watching here on YouTube, hit that money sign. You can gift channel memberships. You can super chat questions in, super sticker perhaps, or buy your own membership to the Boy Green Coffee Club. I'll give you guys a quick plug here while we're dancing through some of your questions. We have 2 YouTube membership levels. That's the best way to watch the show. There's a lot of people that watch it in a lot of different ways. Appreciate it no matter where you consume Boy Green Daily. But we have 2 YouTube membership levels, folks. $2.99 is the Boy Green Coffee Club. $5.99 is the Boy Green Espresso Club. Those are the best ways to support the show. On the Boy Green Coffee Club level, you get a loyalty badge next to your name. You have access to all of our custom emojis that are made by our friends over at Jets Worldwide. A lot of fun emojis are always in there. Early access to new videos. You guys will get that later today. We're going to be speaking with Trevor Sikkema, baby, talking all things New York Jets draft coming off the combine. So Boy Green Coffee Club members will get access to that interview before the general public does. So you guys will get to enjoy that interview a little bit later today. We give you member shout outs on the show, priority reply to your comments. And then the Espresso Club, it's more exclusive content for you guys. We can connect on social media. Let me know when you join the Espresso Club, your social media handles, and I can hit you up there. And all the exclusive content. Members only shorts we talked about earlier this week was my 3-year anniversary of the Jets inviting me to their facilities for a documentary called The Diehards, Jets Twitter. I'm going to get I want to put it over here somewhere on this wall, the little movie poster thing that they made from it. So I want to put that up on the wall because that was pretty cool. So we had a members-only short about that and other members-only content. And once a month, we do a members-only live stream for the Boy Green Espresso Club members. We've had 2 in our history because we just made this YouTube membership level in January. At the end of January, we had a 4.5-hour show for you guys. And then this past weekend, we had another 4+ hour show talking about Jets and everything else, which was pretty friggin' cool. So exciting stuff. So thank you to everybody that supported. So you guys can join if you're in the YouTube description down below. There's a direct link how to join the Boy Green Coffee Club and the Espresso Club. If you're just watching on YouTube, there's a big join button if you're watching on YouTube, and you can click that to join either club. We'd appreciate having you here on the program. All right, let's go back to the phone lines here. We've got one of the seeded contestants in the Asmaniac Madness. It is Johnny Boy, a 10 seed I just saw. Johnny Boy, is that right? 10 seed?
Yeah, man. What's going on, BG? How you holding up?
Hey, I'm feeling much better. Thank you for asking, and good luck in Asmaniac Madness, my friend.
I appreciate that, man. I mean, Hey, so I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
With all of the free agents that didn't get tagged,
yeah.
which was the player that you were more surprised with not being tagged?
I mean, Alec Pierce is certainly on that surprise list for me. I think the Colts really, to put this lightly, cover your children's ears. I think they fucked that one up. I'm going to be honest. I don't understand why you wouldn't tag Alec. I think he's going to have a ton of interest on the free agent market. I don't know how much interest they hope. Maybe they know better than me. I just don't think people would be rushing to sign Daniel Jones coming off a torn Achilles, but they transition tagged him. I think they should have franchise tagged Alec Pierce and then just figured it out with Daniel Jones. And so that to me was incredibly surprising. From everything I heard from, every insider in the business, they said, oh yeah, he's getting tagged, and he didn't. So I think he's going to get crazy money. He's going to get like 25, 30 million a year from somebody because, free agents just don't hit the market that often like Alec Pierce. And then you got to pay a lot of money to get him because there's going to be a bidding war. So I think the Colts totally screwed all that up. But yeah, that's the one I would that I would say I was the most surprised about.
Yeah, so it just kind of shows you how important they value the quarterback over the wide receiver, especially in a player like Daniel Jones. That, I mean, he was having a good year, but then he kind of went back to being, I guess, Daniel Jones. I don't know, man. I'm saying that because of the whole Kyler Murray conversation and everything.
Okay.
Like, it's a tough one to talk about because the quarterback room is so bad that it's like if Kyler Murray could potentially come here and is on a deal that is not crazy expensive, but is he the future for us? I hope they tell him no. Like, I feel like they should still go and draft a quarterback, regardless if Kyler Murray is there. Because, I mean, the past 3 seasons, has he even had a full season that he's played? He's been riddled with injuries consistently.
Yeah, let me see on old Kyler Murray. I haven't checked that in a while. Let's see, what's Kyler Murray's, what's his attendance? Let's take attendance here on Boy Green Daily. That's an important part of the beginning of school here. Let's see, what's the attendance for old Kyler Murray? All right, I got it here now. So in 2024, he played in all 17 games, so tip of the cap there. And then in the pre-17 game era, he had 2 full seasons. That was 2019 and 2020. So in his career, he's had 3 seasons where he's played the full amount of games. But 2 of the last 3 years, last year he only played in 5 games. And then the year before 2024, so 2023, he only played in 8 games. So yeah, 2 of the last 3 years, he's missed very significant time.
So that's what I'm saying. So, and it's been, a lot of it has been leg injuries, right? Like his lower half of his body and whatnot. And that's what he's known for is, extending the play with his leg. So, like, do I think he's better than Brady Cook, Bailey Zappi, and Justin Fields? Hands down. Yes, I do. But I don't know if I would want to walk into that. Like, I'd rather, this might sound crazy what I'm about to say, but there's no chance in hell that, Tyler Linderbaum was to be able to be brought over. Why the hell not? Over.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Murray, right? Like, to completely fix that, have that line completely done and never have to worry about it for a while. It's so the Kyler Murray conversation, it's a very tough one to have because one part of me is like, yo, he's better than what we have right now. Like, what are you talking? You can't pick and choose as if we've been so good in that quarterback discussion. But then I'm like, bro, it's Kyler Murray. Like, so what's the impact that if we get him, what does that do in the draft for us? I mean, I still would want them to try to potentially get Drew Allar, right? Luke Altmaier, one of these other guys that are there. Dude, Nussmeier looked good as well. He's another one that's not really being talked about. So I think they're going to go defense in the draft itself, but I think everything doesn't matter until free agency. And you hit on a lot of players, bro. That kid Odafe, dude, imagine. He's a culture changer, bro. Easy as soon as he comes in there.
Talented kid.
I was talking to him. Shout out to my guy Macho. I was talking with Macho yesterday.
Yeah.
He was like, yo, would you take a swing at Trey Hendrickson? I'm like, I said no.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
I thought that, it would be potentially too much, and would he want to come over here?
True.
But he's like, I don't know, man. He might, bro. There might be a way that they could swing. It's like, we have the money to do it, and he has ties with Aaron Glenn. And I didn't know that.
True.
I didn't know he had a tie
New Orleans, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that. So shout out to Macho for putting me onto that. I had no idea. So What I'm trying to say, BG, is that
By the way, real quick on Macho, he says you're about to win the whole thing in the Asmaniac Madness.
Hey man, look, I let my work do his talking.
Ah, yes, of course. Well done.
Know,
well served. Yeah.
So can't wait, man.
But no, go ahead. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't think you're sold on Murray either, right?
I'm conflicted in the same way you are. I think veteran minimum, that's super attractive. He's 28, super attractive. He's put up some video game numbers in his career, attractive. But baggage about leadership, work ethic, video games, all this goofy shit, like it gives me a little bit of pause. Now, I think to answer my own pause about it is, well, how much worse can it get? We've been terrible. So like, who are we to say, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Our I don't know has been terrible. We haven't won over 8 games since 2015. That was 11 years ago. That's crazy. Like, I think I'm willing to risk it to get the biscuit, man. If he wants to come here, that we don't know. Apparently, Kyler wanted to get cut so he could choose his next team, number one. And number two, he had 2 teams on his list. I don't know who the 2 teams are. Maybe the Jets are one of those 2 teams. But if he's into it, I'm into it, basically.
Yeah, and that's the other thing, BG. Like, we have all of this money that we have. It's not our money.
Yeah.
Right. So
sure.
Use it. Yo, if you can make the Jets better by getting a whole bunch of these free agents,
yeah,
do it. Use it. Like, I don't understand that we're like, oh, we need to be like smart with it. No, we don't. We've sucked for the past 11 seasons now. Sure. No winning seasons. We haven't been in the playoffs in 15 seasons or 16, whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
Dude, if there's a chance and a possibility of some players to make us better off rip right now, do it. To get us competitive, bro. I'm not here talking about playoffs next year. I'm not here talking about Super Bowl. No, I want to be competitive. I want to have a winning season. Dude, that's always my want. Every single year, I want a winning season because we haven't had one in forever. Bro, we have a winning season. The narrative on Aaron Glenn, the narrative on the Jets organization itself changes so quickly. Look, as much as I hate to say it and talk about it, but you saw what the Patriots did last year. Dude, they bought that team.
Sure.
Okay. They bought that team. I think they were the most team that spent the most in free agency.
Yeah, $200 million in guaranteed money. Yep.
So, like, yo, if you got a chance to do it, do it. And it is what it is. And then the last thing, BG, Breece Hall.
Oh, yeah, we haven't talked about that much today. Yeah, give it to me on Breece Hall.
Look, I say this, man. I think it would mean a lot if Breece Hall just come out and say, I want to be a Jet for the rest of my NFL career. And I think that would switch up a lot of people's negative narrative on him, man. Like,
well, I don't think, to jump in here, I don't think he wants to say that from a leverage perspective. Because if he says that, it's like when Rex said, Darrelle Revis is the greatest corner that was ever born. And then the agents went, oh, is he? Well, show us the money. So I think while I agree that I would love to hear that from Breece, I think from a leverage negotiation perspective, I hope they hammer out a long-term deal. I don't want the whatever awkwardness which would come with the tag, but I understand why the Jets had to use the tag. I agree. I think they made the right decision on the type of tag they used. I hope they hammer out a long-term deal, and then hopefully Breece screams from the rooftops he wants to be a Jet.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what a lot of us want. I mean, at least I do, right? That's my biggest, like, yo, I want you to want to be here and all that, because I've always said, yo, you win with the New York Jets, you're put in the books as like the best thing since sliced bread, right? Like, it's the reason why we still talk about Rex Ryan, and Rex Ryan hasn't been with us forever and a day. So it's a tough one with him, man. But yo, let him ball out, let him do his thing. The fact of the matter is, he's a Jet, right? He's going to be putting on that jersey all over again. That dude's he's kind of like one of those guys that, for me, he signed my daughter's jersey, right? So like,
who's that?
First player that's ever signed anything for my oldest daughter. Huge Jets fan and everything like that. Like, her face when she got that signed by him, I'll never forget it. And I just want this dude to like want to be a Jet, and I want to be used the right way. Cause I still don't feel like he was used the correct way with Tanner and all of them. So,
well, what about this? There's breaking news. Can I interest you in a reunion with a former Jet, Johnny Boy?
Demario Davis?
Mekhi Becton. Mekhi Becton is going to be cut by the LA Chargers in the coming days, according to ESPN NFL insider Jeremy Fowler. The Chargers created $9.7 million in available cap space with that move. You want some Mekhi Becton back playing left guard? Huh?
Oh snap, man! The what is it? The big ticket, right?
Big ticket,
bro. Like he's so big and like great and everything.
Yeah. Now he plays guard.
And he plays guard. Hell no, I don't want that dude. If we're talking about cancerous and truculent and all of this stuff like that, this dude has talked so much trash about the New York Jets. I mean, granted, him talking about MetLife and its field itself, bro, never, BG. Like I hope I hope he gives a call to the Jets and AG is the one that picks up the phone and he's like, yo, bro, you really calling this number, dude? Yo, do me a favor, dog. Lose it. Like, don't ever call over here ever again in your entire life.
So I can't interest you in any Mekhi Becton action. All right, well.
Bro, I mean, would you? Hey.
No.
All right, piece this out.
No.
Becton, right?
Yeah.
And you're the front office.
All right, yeah.
Hey, Mr. BG, how are you, sir? It's me, Mekhi. Yeah,
Who?
Look, and I just got cut, and I know that I fucked up as a New York Jet when I first came over here. I didn't know what I was doing. I thought that, you know, I could be whatever, eat whatever I want to do, not really take care of my body like that. But I've changed in LA, you know, and don't worry about all that stuff with the baby mama drama, things that were going on and all the off-field issues that was going on that, you know, they're not going to talk about. But I'm ready. Like, what's your take?
You're ready for what? The buffet? Get the fuck out of here.
No. Oh, okay. Thanks.
Yep. No.
Exactly.
No, I'm not.
Please
Zero interest.
Let that conversation be just like that.
That's it. That's it. So yeah, that breaking news just coming in. Beautiful. Thank you, Johnny Boy. Good luck. Good luck with Tasmaniac Madness. There he is. Johnny Boy, aka Jets Worldwide. Join us here on the show. Yeah, no. I was half joking, but to be honest, like this is a guy that was asked, hey, you know, do you want to do this? Do you want to do this? And just complaining. Good for him. He's a father now. Good for him. He won a Super Bowl with the Eagles. Good for him. He got a bag of money from the Chargers. Good for him. But no, I have no interest in big ticket. I'm afraid not. Jets Worldwide, big stick it. Yeah, I got no interest in that reunion, I'm afraid. But good luck to wherever he goes. Maybe we'll go back to the Eagles. I don't know. But no thanks. That's going to be a no for me, dog. That's a no for me. Thank you. Thank you very much. And move on. Jet Jar. How is that breaking news? He sucks. It is breaking news. Whether we like it or not, it is breaking news. Yeah, that just came out a few seconds ago. I try to give you breaking news when it happens. Yeah, again, breaking news can be good news or bad news. Yeah. Yo, Holmes, Becton instead of Wirfs is so Jets. Yes, oh my goodness. That has had and continues to have massive ripple effects on everything with the Jets. The Jets had a choice between one of the tackles, Mekhi Becton and Tristan Wirfs. And another player that was also on the board, but I just knew the Jets weren't going to do it, was CeeDee Lamb. And I loved Lamb coming out of that draft. But I just knew the Jets were going tackle. They were not going to go wide receiver. So the tackle wide receiver argument, we actually had that a couple years ago with Olu Muiwa and other, Armand Membu and other times where it's wide receiver this. I knew they were going tackle, but to go Tristan Wirfs, who's been an all-pro, and Mekhi Becton, who flamed out, like, brutal. Yeah, it was a brutal decision. No, I don't think I'm sure he'll get a starting gig somewhere, or at least compete for one. Yeah, maybe he's gotten more mature, but I don't think so. I heard how he was complaining about the Chargers, so I don't think so. Yeah, that's a no. Answer a few more of your comments before we wrap up. We'll have another show coming on at 11 o'clock. We have plenty of content today, so let me just try to catch you all up on it. So we have this show going on right now. Back live at 11 o'clock with NFL insider Matt Lombardo. I've got a Jake Asman interview coming up. We've got a Trevor Sikkema bonus interview coming up for you guys. And then all the Survivor content you guys want for any of our Survivor fans, the CBS reality show that I've applied to get on before, including seasons 51 and 52, which are set to record later this year. For all you Survivor fans out there, we'll be doing. And thank you to Jared B. Thank you for the shout out. We're doing a live Survivor Fantasy draft at 1:30 before I do my Trevor Sikkema interview. And then we've got a Survivor recap show later tonight at 9:35. So, man, we've got a ton of content going on today, a ton of content. Make sure you guys like the video, baby. We got 130 of the 400 watching on YouTube right now. Yeah, Andy Dalton, yes. Apparently he was granted permission by the Panthers to seek a trade, so we could get Andy Dalton and Frank Reich reunited. So many reuniting stories. It's beautiful. So Jets Worldwide appreciate that one. Could be Andy Dalton. Yeah, nice. Yeah. Yep, league minimum for Kyler, correct, because he's getting his money from the Cardinals. That's correct. Again, Breece Hall franchise tag, I said it. Yeah, now you get a way to keep him. Jet Jar says JFM is going to get paid. Yeah, ESPN released a top 50 free agent list, and JFM was the only defensive tackle on the list, so he is going to get crazy money in free agency. Crazy money. Crazy. Yeah. Let me see. I'm seeing some Kyler Murray love. Whoa, Philium says, what if Kyler Murray just retires? Or is there any chance that Murray just retires? I don't think so, but maybe, I guess. Or jumps over to baseball again or something. I haven't heard any of that noise. I guess he could, potentially. But wow, that's the first time I've heard that. There's a possibility. Michael James says, Derek Carr needs to unretire so Saints can release him. Again, I think it's going to be a trade situation. And it's going to be for dirt cheap. It would just clean things up a lot more if he unretires and they cut him, because then we just negotiate whatever contract exists and we don't have to give up any picks whatsoever for a potential Derek Carr situation. That would make things cleaner, but it sounds like maybe a trade. Easy says, Max Crosby. With all due respect, I just don't have interest. It's going to cost multiple first-round picks, and we're not that sort of thing away. So I've got, with all due respect, I got no interest in Max Crosby. He's a really good player. Someone's going to pay a bag for him for sure, but I just would rather not. So no thank you on Max Crosby. Yeah, I just don't think so. As Troy Sturgis says, hit the like button, Coffee Club. Yes, hit that like button, baby. It's a free way to contribute. And if you tune into the show every morning, make it a part of your routine. Every time you walk in, just hit that like button. Appreciate it. So thank you, Troy Sturgis. Good little note there. Yo, Holmes. Dalton and Carr would have been great 6 years ago. You always make me laugh, Yo, Holmes. You always make me laugh. Mark Cicchetti says, let's hope we all know who our quarterback is by next week. Yeah, we are, again, 5 days away from legal tampering period, a week away from free agency. So somewhere next week we could know. Yeah. I don't know if the cut guys like Kyler Murray, Tua, Geno, any of those guys, I don't know if they're going on like a free agent tour. Are they just making a decision? Like what's happening? That we don't know. That is unclear. Ooh, Hep says Max Crosby to Dallas is what I've heard. Ooh, I haven't heard that at all. Okay, great. In fairness, I've been sort of in the hole for the last 36 hours, so I haven't been seeing the normal news I would normally be seeing. So take that into account. Lou B, Super Jets fan. Lots of credible Mendoza trade out talk. I have heard of some of that. Yeah, Bob Lederer sent me some notes on that, and I heard that a little bit on social media. Maybe it's just noise. We'll see what happens. Let's go to Taylor Sterling. Muji really blew it not trading Breece, right? Organizational malpractice. I disagree. He could still be traded, so a tag and trade is still possible. But no, Breece Hall is a really talented player. Now, is he whatever the 14 point? I believe he's the fourth highest paid running back right now in the league based on that annual salary. Is he that? No, I don't believe he is. But no, I don't think it's organizational malpractice. He didn't bend the knee and trade him away for a fourth. A fourth is whatever. We're about to get a fourth that sounds like in comp pick. So no, I don't really put much stock into that. So let's see what happens. Oh, Taylor Stern's like, damn it, BG, never get my sarcasm. I'm sorry, man. I'm terrible. I'm terrible with interpreting sarcasm in text, or sometimes even in person. So I'm sorry, Taylor Sterling. But I did hear a lot of the noise out there from people saying, people did tweet that without sarcasm. They said, oh, wow, the Jets are such idiots and how stupid. So I did hear that noise. All right, everybody. Well, I want to thank you guys so much for tuning into the show. Thank you for all the well wishes. It's great to be back in full flower. Again, we've got a ton of shows coming up. Again, in 2 hours, we'll be back on live with NFL insider Matt Lombardo, MC Show Digital, streaming live here, talking about the latest in the NFL. Again, 1:30, we got our Survivor Fantasy Draft. If you guys don't know, the CBS reality show Survivor. It's where a bunch of castaways are on an island. It's a fun season. Episode 2 is tonight, so we're going to do a fantasy draft for that. 2 o'clock, I'm doing a Trevor Sikkema interview, talking Jets, draft, combine, all of it. If you are a Boy Green Coffee Club member or Espresso Club member, you guys will get that interview before the general public. That's one of the perks of being a member on my YouTube channel. So we'll have Trevor coming up, a bonus interview. We're going to have Jake Asman. We'll have that interview out on the channel. And then later this evening, a Survivor recap show. So, woo-wee. I got to make sure I eat my Wheaties and be ready for all these damn podcasts and shows, everybody. But appreciate everybody out there in the universe. You guys are the best. Let's go. We'll keep you updated, of course, with the latest rumors that we hear on our YouTube shorts. Thanks, everybody. And appreciate, by the way, all the memberships being gifted from MFC, Jake Asman, and NC Green. You guys are the best. And we'll be back on again very shortly. See you, folks.